All right, welcome to Lima, Peru. We're at the Jazz Zone here, getting ready for a fantastic night of Afro-Peruvian music with the Afro-Peruvian Sextet. My name is Gabriel Alegría, and I'm hosting tonight, and really glad that you're here. We're over here, you're over there. We're going to make some great music tonight and talk a little bit now. The pregame is on, and as we do on Friday nights, the team always asks me to chime in from the Peruvian perspective about some current events and stuff like that. So for just 3 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about the Pope, because you don't even know the type of party that has been here since the new Pope was elected. Because if you're in the States, you're probably seeing it's the first American Pope ever, right? But it turns out he nationalized himself Peruvian. And so he's not only the first North American Pope, he's actually the first Peruvian Pope, because he literally has a Peruvian passport. And he's like a dual citizen. And the most cool thing is that he spent a lot of years, like I think it's 20 or 30 years, working here in Peru. That was like his life's work was here in Peru in a place called Chiclayo up north. And everyone in Chiclayo knows the guy, you know? So it's like suddenly, it's like, oh yeah, you know, Robert Prevost, I used to hang out with him, you know? And so suddenly the Pope's been elected and everyone kind of knows him or knows somebody that knew him, you know, because he was such an active part of working with people in need and doing all kinds of really good work up in northern Peru in the Chiclayo area. So big congratulations to everyone in that area, because they're just celebrating that, you know, the Pope is now from Chiclayo in a lot of ways, right? And I guess it's Pope Leon now, right? Leon 14. So we're very proud of that, very happy that that has happened. And it's kind of a big deal. Remember, this is a Catholic country. You know, 90% of people here are Catholic, even if not practicing Catholics, definitely, at least culturally. So the fact that the Pope is a Peruvian ID carrying citizen of the world is really, really cool, and we're kind of happy about it, and I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's kind of interesting and totally fortuitous that that it happened. I think he was kind of an outsider, not somebody that anybody expected to be the next Pope, but so it goes, you know, so it goes. Now the Pope is both American and Peruvian, which I obviously identify with as a dual citizen of Peru and the United States. So we're going to take a little break, and I'm going to talk to you in a couple minutes about Festejo, which is one of the grooves that's the most important part of the repertoire that you're going to hear tonight. So we're going to spend some time talking about the specific groove called Festejo, which in English means to celebrate. So I'll see you in a minute. Music lovers and adventure seekers, what if I told you there's an exclusive opportunity to journey to Peru alongside 6 of the world's most critically acclaimed Peruvian musicians? Lies the breathtaking magic of Peru and the opportunity to see it through the eyes of 6 of the foremost exponents of Afro-Peruvian jazz music. So stay right there, do not move, because I want to invite you to consider experiencing a life-changing journey in person on the road with the Gabriel Alegría Afro-Peruvian Sextet. All right, festejo. Festejo is a word in Spanish that means to celebrate in English. And festejo is one of the oldest grooves, one of the oldest genres of Afro-Peruvian music. Here in the coast of Peru, you will hear different terms exchanged for the type of music. So on the coast of Peru, we talk about black coastal music, we talk about Afro-Peruvian music, we talk about criollo music, right? And they're all interchangeable terms. They don't exactly mean the same thing. They have nuances and variations, but essentially when we're talking about festejo, we're talking about Afro-Peruvian music from coastal Peru. originally, the festejo was a dance, and it was done in pairs, right? And the nature of the dance, the nature of the festejo dance is certainly erotic. It's like, flirtatious. And there are even games that get played during the festejo dance. The dance is so very popular that it functions both as a social dance. So if you go to a party, here in Peru, especially on the coast, right, in Lima, etc. If you go to a party, there may be a moment where boom, 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 and everybody starts to dance a festejo. And it's the kind of thing that you learn in school. It's part of just the everyday framework of being a Peruvian. And it's a faster dance, and traditionally it was done in pairs, but as time has gone on, festejo has become more of a social dance that can be done in groups. And as part of performance, right, festejo is always a staple of any kind of dance show regarding Afro-Peruvian music here on the coast. And if you go to a peña, peña is a place where this type of music is preserved and practiced. If you go to a peña, you will certainly absolutely see not only the festejo performed, but also the dance being performed, which is different than when it's a social dance. And so when it's performed, it has specific choreography. There's one in particular I want to leave you with called El Alcatraz, in which one dancer, right, has a candle. The candle is lit on fire, and while they dance, they're trying to light on fire their partner, who is wearing like a little tail that they pin on the back of their skirt if it's the woman, or the pants if it's the man. And then the other dancer is trying to literally set it on fire. That is the essence of festejo in a traditional setting. I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to talk to you about what you're going to see tonight and how we're going to use festejo in tonight's performance. All right, so in a few minutes, we're going to hit the stage with the Afro-Peruvian Sextet. I'll be on trumpet, Julio Flavio Massa on saxophone, Hugo Alcázar the Great on the drums, Antonio Vilches on the cajon and dancing, Jocho Velázquez on the guitar, Mario Cuba on the bass. We're going to be hitting the stage here in a few minutes. And here's what to watch for with the use of the festejo. I'll even tell you kind of which tunes, right? So at the very beginning, we're going to open with something else. It's something called El Andó, a different thing. The second tune will be your first foray into festejo, a second tune called Panavi. And on that tune, you're going to see the festejo come in. It's a groove in 12/8 time. And what makes it so unbelievably cool and original to Peru, right, is that the accentuation of festejo here in Peru, of that 12/8 bar, is on the upbeats instead of the downbeats. So everywhere else in the Caribbean, Cuba, Venezuela, Colombia, you name it, right? Even in Africa, that 12/8 groove has a downbeat connotation. And what I mean by that is that if you have a beat and you have 12/8, you'll hear this. Down, 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 down. So here in Peru, we have that downbeat because obviously you have to have a beat. But what you'll hear, and you'll hear this all over tonight, the accentuation will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Chica-tuca, chica-tuca, tuca-tuquin, caca-tuquin, caca-tu, It's all on the upbeat, right? Which makes it really crazy to play on, to play over. right? But you have to kind of have that keen ear to sort of hear that. So that's why I'm giving you that little nugget there, because I think you'll find it interesting once you hear, you know, that Festejo come in. Try to notice how the accents are on the upbeats and not the downbeats. It's super interesting how that makes this groove so original, right? So you'll hear that on the second tune called Panavi, which, so that's Hugo over there, he's getting ready. And he's like, yeah, man, it sounds like this.